Anthony Hartwig here with another spring sports season preview. We have United softball head coach Jen Koons, who's taking over the job this year for the Eagles. The Eagles have had a really good softball program, especially the last several years. Jen, congratulations on getting this job. I'm sure it was one that really was not hard to convince you to take.
No, I've actually been involved in the program for a few years, just not in the head coach role.
So when this opening came and they asked you to do it, and this opportunity came about, what were some of the things that went through your mind, and some of the reasons why you knew that this was going to be a good thing for you to take this opportunity to be the new head coach?
I've been with the youth program for quite a few years, and actually, Matt Zines, I always say, was like a mentor to me through those years, as well as Stacy. They both help me with any coaching questions I have. So, Matt kind of wanted to step back and stay on as an assistant. So, I was more than happy to take it with his help for sure.
When you think about all the things that being a varsity head coach entails, what are you most excited about, and then what are you most kind of nervous about when you think about now being the one in charge?
I'm nervous. I think the non-softball related part of coaching is probably what I'm most nervous about, just the paperwork and the management side. Excitement wise, we have a great group of girls now, and I know we have a lot of girls coming up, and there's a lot of exciting things happening at United in the softball world.
You're not nervous at all about the coaches' corners, right?
A
These are
little
locked
bit
down.
nervous about that, but I don't think I can get away from those.
You're locked down with us, coach. We want you to have the limelight a little bit. When you talk about this program, you talked about the players that you have and the talent that you're going to put on the field this year. Talk about the roster and some of the names that we need to know before the softball season starts.
Sure. I have actually 6 returning letter winners, 4 seniors. I've lost 2 to graduation, of course, Tori Firth, we all know who she is, and Taylor Cope. Both of those were great leaders, so that's a big hit. And then I've lost 2 starters to injury this season too. So we've had to get a little bit creative with how we're doing things. My 4 seniors, those names are not new to anyone at YSN, I'm sure. Maddie Zines, Maddie Lucas, Sammy Lippiett, Jocelyn Irie. I could go on and on about those 4. They're really good leaders. They're great teammates, great players, travel experience with all of them. So they bring polished, varsity ready leadership to the other girls. I have 2 juniors, Allie Lacey and Grace Coffey. Grace and actually Maddie Zines, my senior, I'll talk about a little bit because they've been rather selfless as we lost Tori. So we need someone to step up in that pitcher role. And they've both spent a ton of time developing as a pitcher. Allie, third baseman, second baseman, she's battling some injury right now. So I'm hoping she'll be back with us really soon. My sophomores, I have Marin Streifler, Kylie Hetherington, both great multi-sport athletes. And then my 4 freshmen, Chloe Angelo, Brittany Miller, Brinsley Hiscox, and Kendall Erb. All 4 of them I expect to contribute this year. They've all 4 also done a ton at Open Gym, a ton of work, bring some travel experience. So I think they'll be big contributors as well.
You talk about graduating Tori Firth and Taylor Cope, and Tori, everyone knew what she brought in the circle, and you're not the only team in the YSN family that is losing, their ace pitcher, the one that took a bulk of their innings. So talk about what it's like to try to find someone new in that spot and to try to get them confident to be the number one on the varsity level for you guys.
It's stressful, that's for sure. I'm thankful. I have 4 girls that actually have been putting in a lot of work there. So, Maddie Zines being a non-pitcher, and obviously we know a D1 golfer very soon, to spend the amount of time she did developing as a pitcher. It's selfless. I can't say enough about that kid. She's an absolute asset to this program. And then Grace actually was second team all conference as a catcher last year. And she had gone to catching lessons to become a catcher. And now we need a pitcher. So she decided she'd knock the rust off and get back into pitching. And then Brittany Miller and Brinsley Hiscox both have some pitching experience. So we've been working with them to get them ready as well. But it's definitely not without its challenges.
You also bring back Maddie Lucas, who everyone at YSN knows for the catch, right? The
The
catch a couple of
catch.
years ago.
We still talk about the catch.
It's all you got to know. Just the catch. Obviously, having an outfielder like that brings so much leadership out there on defense. And, your center fielder is usually one of the leaders that you have on the team. What's it like to bring her in and know that you have the backbone back there in the outfield?
Maddie's just fun to watch out there. And she's paired with Jocelyn Irie, who's also a very, very competitive outfielder. They both bring a lot of speed and talent out there, and I can't ask for much more from an outfield from those two.
Let's talk about your schedule now inside the EOAC. It's a competitive one, especially when you got Columbiana up there doing what they're doing, in that program. Talk about the league, what you expect out of it, and what you're hoping to get out of it as well.
Columbiana, obviously, they're just extremely loaded. They're going to bring back almost everybody. They're going to be the one we're going after, of course. The level of talent they have there is unbelievable, but we're up for the challenge. Southern, I think, is going to bring a really good team. They're returning their pitcher. Their coach has made a ton of strides with that program, so I expect them to be tough. East Palestine, kind of don't know. They were pretty competitive last year. I don't know what they're bringing back, but I expect that to be a good game as well. And then we have Latonia as well, and they've had quite a few girls working in the off season pitching wise. So it'll be nice to have some competition in the conference and see what everybody's bringing back.
What's it like to be a part of the coaches room and to build relationships with not just the coaches in the conference, but the coaches in the area and to kind of, put yourself in the room with other great head coaches that are in your league and outside of your league in this YSN family?
I guess I would say that's nothing new. I've been coaching travel in the travel world for a while, so I have a lot of connections, which really helps. When we lose a game or something, I can text somebody and say, hey, you want to pick a game up? Ended up picking up a scrimmage with Fred Moots, and that was pretty nice. That was just because we all know each other. So It's a big benefit to have, I guess, those contacts in the coaching world already, and I'm looking forward to meeting some more.
When you talk about non-conference scheduling and the teams that do pop up outside of the EOAC that you're excited about, who are some of those names?
I'm looking to pick up Southeast now, and actually Aaron Muncie was the assistant coach when I was in high school, so hoping to add them to the schedule. We were scheduled for them tomorrow, but I think the weather is going to wash that out for us. Crestview, always a great look, always super competitive. Mineral Ridge, they have a really good program, some good travel girls that I've seen. Who else do I have? Also playing East Liverpool, we haven't played them. Malvern, we haven't played them in a long time. So it's nice to add some new faces to our off season. I'm hoping to get Minerva back on. We had to lose them because of the eclipse day, but I'm hoping we find a day that we can fit them into our schedule as well.
Never thought we'd lose a game for an eclipse.
I didn't either, but here we are.
Eclipse day. Whoa. Let's talk about the staff that you've put together. That's also one of the big things of taking over a new head coaching job. You got to put together a staff, the people that are going to be behind you and helping you make this program what you want it to be. Talk about the people that will be working with you this year.
Matt Zines and Stacy Zines. I think we all know who Matt is. He was the united face of YSN up until this year. Matt's just a great culture building coach. His knowledge is really deep, and he does everything. He can do everything. And if I have a question, he's there to answer it. Stacy is definitely my right-hand woman. She does a lot of our administrative and paperwork stuff. We've also added mental training as part of our practice routine, and she's kind of heading that up as well.
Last question for you. When you think about the culture that you kind of want to instill, I know with Matt and Zion still there, a lot of the same things are going to be there as far as expectations and just a culture. But is there anything that you think that you bring to the table as far as culture that you want to see out of this program that is, I don't want to say new, but a little bit of a different taste or a little bit of a different philosophy that you think might be a little bit new this year?
I think a lot of my styles are the same as Matt and Stacy, just because when I started coaching, it was at United in the 8U level. I coached some travel before that when I was out of college, but most of my word tracks and styles are exactly the same. I would say the biggest difference between me and Matt is I like to be super aggressive and cause some chaos on the base pass. So that's something we're looking forward to. But as far as our culture goes, how we do one thing is how we do everything. We need to be leaders in the classroom, leaders in the community, and leaders on the field. So that won't change.
You definitely have the speed to cause some chaos, Coach.
We're looking
Uh,
forward to it for
we
sure.
can't wait to see you on the field out there. Hopefully, Saturday, but like you said, it's gonna be cold.
It's going to be a pretty brutal day to play
Um,
softball for sure.
maybe Monday, but we'll see you out there eventually, Coach. And we can't wait here on YSN. We wish you the best of luck all year, and we'll talk to you again real soon.
All right. Thanks. Thanks for having me.